In the highest tiers of Marvel power, battles are no longer decided by strength, speed, or even raw destruction. At this level, power is defined by authority. Authority over reality, fate, and the rules that govern existence itself. This confrontation places two of Marvel's most overpowered incarnations against each other. Classic Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme from Marvel's mythic era, and Rune King Thor, the god who transcended destiny itself. Classic Doctor Strange represents an age when magic had no visible ceiling. He was not bound by strict costs, cooldowns, or cosmic permissions. His spells reshaped reality, imprisoned abstract beings, reversed universal collapse, and allowed him to exist outside time and space. He was not written as a superhero with magic, but as a metaphysical guardian whose authority rivaled gods and cosmic forces alike. Rune King Thor, however, is not simply Thor with more power. He is Thor after death, sacrifice, and enlightenment. By surrendering his eyes and hanging upon Yggdrasil, Thor gained complete knowledge of the runes, symbols that govern fate, causality, and cosmic structure. This was not borrowed power. This was understanding. And understanding, at this level, is more dangerous than force. This battle is not about who hits harder. It is about whose authority overrides the system first. Classic Doctor Strange, the era of unlimited magic. Classic Doctor Strange existed during a time when Marvel magic was portrayed as vast, surreal, and nearly omnipotent. He regularly commanded the full power of the Vishanti, Agamotto, Oshter, and Hoggoth, cosmic entities who granted him authority beyond mortal sorcery. Strange did not merely cast spells. He enforced metaphysical law. He battled Dormammu in the Dark Dimension, confronted Nightmare in the Dream Realm, opposed Shuma Gorath beyond reality, and interacted with beings like Eternity and the Living Tribunal without immediate annihilation. His astral form alone could challenge entities that existed beyond physical existence. Death was an inconvenience. Time was a tool. Reality was negotiable. What made classic Doctor Strange terrifying was not just his power, but his adaptability. He could counter conceptual attacks, trap higher dimensional beings, rewrite probability, and seal opponents in timeless dimensions. His magic did not rely on brute force. It relied on absolute versatility and cosmic authority. In this era, Doctor Strange often functioned as Marvel's final safeguard. When cosmic order destabilized, he was the one who intervened, not as a warrior, but as a cosmic regulator. Rune King Thor, the god who escaped destiny. Rune King Thor represents a completely different kind of power. While classic Strange mastered magic within the system, Rune King Thor stepped outside the system entirely. By gaining full rune knowledge, Thor perceived the structure of fate, prophecy, and narrative itself. Ragnarök was no longer an inevitable cycle. It was a flaw, and Rune King Thor corrected it. The beings known as those who sit above in shadow had manipulated Asgardian existence for eons, feeding on repeated Ragnaroks and controlling the destiny of gods. Odin feared them. The gods obeyed unknowingly. Rune King Thor erased them effortlessly, not through battle, but through understanding. They ceased to exist because their role was no longer permitted. Rune King Thor does not struggle. He does not rage. He resolves. His power is calm, absolute, and precise. He sees past, present, and future simultaneously. Fate cannot surprise him. Prophecy cannot bind him. This Thor does not react to threats. He nullifies the reason threats exist. This places Rune King Thor beyond traditional Skyfathers and into a tier where authority replaces combat. When absolute magic meets cosmic authority. If classic Doctor Strange and Rune King Thor were to confront each other, the battle would not unfold like a conventional clash. There would be no extended exchange of spells and lightning. The first moment would determine everything. Classic Doctor Strange would attempt to bind, banish, rewrite, or isolate Thor through magic that has restrained gods and abstracts before. His versatility gives him countless options: time loops, dimensional exile, probability collapse, astral separation. Against most beings, this would be decisive. But Rune King Thor does not operate within those constraints. Rune knowledge allows him to perceive the intent behind actions before they manifest. Spells are expressions of cause and effect. Runes govern cause and effect itself, where Strange manipulates reality. Thor understands why reality behaves as it does. Magic can reshape fate temporarily. Rune King Thor has already escaped fate permanently. This means Strange's greatest strength, his adaptability, becomes less effective against an opponent who sees the outcome before the spell is completed. Rune King Thor does not need to counter magic. He overrides the framework that allows the spell to function. Final verdict: who is more powerful? In a direct, no-holds-barred cosmic comparison. This battle is not decided by intelligence, experience, creativity, or even raw destructive capability. At this level of Marvel power, those traits are secondary. The true deciding factor is authority. Authority over fate. Authority over causality. Authority over the rules that decide what is possible in the first place. Classic Doctor Strange is undeniably one of the most powerful sorcerers Marvel has ever portrayed. In his classic era, he functioned as a near-absolute magical force. His spells could bind gods, imprison abstract entities, reverse universal collapse, and rewrite reality across dimensions. Against most versions of Thor, even god-tier incarnations, classic Doctor Strange would dominate decisively. His versatility, preparation, and cosmic command place him above demons, skyfathers, and many abstract threats. However, Rune King Thor exists beyond the level where magic alone determines outcomes. Rune King Thor is not simply stronger than his opponents. He exists on a level where the very systems that empower them no longer apply. By transcending Ragnarök, destiny, and cosmic manipulation, Rune King Thor stepped outside the narrative loop that governs gods, magic, and prophecy. He does not fight within reality's rules. He understands why those rules exist and how to end them. Where classic Doctor Strange controls reality through spells, Rune King Thor comprehends the structure beneath reality itself. Magic reshapes outcomes. Rune knowledge rewrites inevitability. Strange can counter threats endlessly, but Rune King Thor removes the need for the threat to exist at all. Final result: Rune King Thor is more powerful. Not because he possesses greater raw force, but because he operates from a higher tier of authority than even absolute magic can reach. In this battle, magic bows to understanding, and fate answers only to the Rune King. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.